My fiancé's maid of honor texted me. She's having second thoughts. You'd offer to pay for her dream car to reassure her. I replied, understood. Then I canceled the wedding venue, citing extortion as the reason. The non-refundable deposit was all in her name. I, 32 male, was sitting at my desk last Monday finalizing some wedding details when I got a text from Bethany. She's my fiancée Rachel's, 29, maid of honor, and supposedly best friend since middle school. Hey Jason, need to talk to you about something important. Rachel doesn't know I'm reaching out. My first thought was maybe she needed help planning the bachelorette party or something. We were 8 weeks out from the wedding. What's up? Look, I care about you both, so I'm just gonna be straight with you. Rachel's been having second thoughts. She's stressed about the wedding and honestly questioning if you're the right guy for her future. My stomach dropped. Rachel and I had been together 4 years, engaged for 1. Everything seemed fine. We'd literally gone cake tasting 2 days ago. Second thoughts about what exactly? She feels like you're not really committed to building the life she wants. Like, she mentioned you still drive that old Camry and live in a basic apartment. She needs to know you can provide the lifestyle she deserves. I stared at my phone. My 2018 Camry runs perfectly. My apartment is nice, 2 bedrooms, good area, $2,100 a month. I make $78 as a project manager. Not rich, but comfortable. What are you suggesting, Bethany? If you really love her, you should show it. She's always wanted a Mercedes C-Class. If you offered to buy her one as a pre-wedding gift, it would prove you're serious about giving her the life she wants. Otherwise, IDK if this wedding is happening. Let me be clear here. The wedding venue deposit? $8,500. Rachel insisted on this specific place, said she'd handle the deposit since her parents gave her money specifically for it. Catering deposit? Another $3,200, also in her name because she wanted to use her credit card for the points. Photographer, DJ, florist, probably another $4,000 in deposits. All in her name because she wanted to build her credit. So you're telling me if I don't buy her a $45,000 car, she's calling off the wedding? I'm trying to help you here, Jason. She's my best friend and I know what she needs. This would show her you're willing to invest in your future together. Understood. So you'll do it? I understand the situation perfectly. Then I hung up. Sat there for about 5 minutes, just processing. Then I called the venue. Hi, this is Jason Mitchell. I'm calling about the Mitchell-Coleman wedding scheduled for September 15th. Oh yes, how can I help you? I need to cancel the reservation. Oh no, is everything okay? Just so you know, the deposit is non-refundable at this point. I understand. The primary account holder will need to handle any deposit issues. Please list the cancellation reason as financial extortion concerns. Excuse me? That's the reason for cancellation. Financial extortion concerns. The bride can contact you directly about the deposit. Then I called the catering company. Same conversation. Then the photographer, the DJ, the florist, every single vendor. Cancellation reason, financial extortion concerns. Took me about an hour to cancel everything. Then I texted my groomsmen in our group chat. Wedding's off, we'll explain later. Please don't reach out to Rachel yet. My best man Derek replied immediately. You good, bro? I'm perfect. Details tomorrow. Then I sat back and waited. Update 1. It took exactly 3 hours and 16 minutes for my phone to explode. First was Rachel, 42 missed calls. Then the text started. What did you do? The venue just called saying you canceled? Jason, answer your phone. They're saying I owe the full deposit. What is financial extortion? If this is about Bethany, I can explain. That last one was interesting. So she knew about Bethany's text. Then Bethany started calling. I declined every call, but she kept texting. I was trying to help you. You completely misunderstood. Rachel is devastated. You're ruining everything over a miscommunication. My personal favorite, a real man would have just bought the car instead of throwing a tantrum. Rachel's mom, Patricia, called next. I actually answered that one. Jason? What is going on? Rachel is hysterical. Hi, Patricia. Rachel apparently has been having second thoughts about the wedding unless I buy her a Mercedes. I was informed this was required to prove my commitment. I've decided to cancel the wedding instead. That's not... Bethany told you that? Yes, said Rachel needed to know I could provide the lifestyle she deserves. Long pause. That little witch. Let me call you back. 20 minutes later, Patricia called again. Jason, I've spoken to Rachel. Bethany apparently took it upon herself to interpret some comments Rachel made. Rachel never asked for a car. What comments did Rachel make? Another pause. She may have mentioned to her friends that she wished you were more ambitious and that she hoped marriage would motivate you to upgrade your lifestyle. So she does think I'm not good enough as I am? That's not. Jason, all brides get nervous before weddings. Patricia, with respect, being nervous is different from discussing with friends that I need to be financially motivated to be worthy of marriage. The wedding is canceled. But the deposits, it's over $15,000. That's Rachel's concern. She wanted them all in her name. After I hung up, I texted Rachel once. Your maid of honor informed me that you need a Mercedes to be sure about our marriage. That tells me everything I need to know. The apartment lease ends in 2 months. Please arrange to move your belongings. Then I turned off my phone and went to Derek's place. Update 2. Stayed at Derek's for 2 nights to let things cool down. When I got back to the apartment Wednesday evening, Rachel was there with reinforcements. Bethany, her sister Amy, and her mom. The second I walked in, Rachel started crying. Not pretty tears, full dramatic sobbing. How could you do this to me? Everyone knows. The humiliation. You humiliated me first when you discussed with your friends that I wasn't good enough. I said calmly. Bethany jumped in. She never said that. You're twisting everything. You literally texted me saying she needed a Mercedes to be sure about marriage. I was being dramatic. Girls talk. You don't understand female friendships. Amy piled on. Jason, you're being ridiculous. Do you know how much money she's losing? The venue won't refund anything. Then maybe she should have thought about that before deciding I needed to be financially extorted to be worthy of marriage. Patricia tried the reasonable approach. Jason, please, let's just reschedule everything. This is a misunderstanding. It's not a misunderstanding. Rachel thinks I need to buy expensive cars and upgrade my lifestyle to be marriage material. I think I'm fine as I am. We're incompatible. Rachel finally stopped crying long enough to speak. I never asked for a car. I just said it would be nice if you were more ambitious. What does that mean, Rachel? More ambitious? She hesitated. Just, you've been at the same job for 3 years, same apartment for 4, same car. It's like you're not trying to improve. I got 2 promotions in those 3 years. My salary went from $62K to $78. I'm saving $1,500 a month. But because I don't blow it on luxury cars, I'm not ambitious. That's not what I meant. Then what did you mean? Silence. Bethany tried again. Look, just buy the car and fix this. Be a man. I laughed. Actually laughed. A man? A real man doesn't need to buy someone's love. She's not asking you to buy her love, Amy screeched. Just show you care. I was marrying her. That's how I was showing I cared. Then Rachel dropped the bomb. If you don't fix this, I'm suing you for the deposits. My lawyer says since you canceled everything, you're liable. Your lawyer? You've already contacted a lawyer? My cousin Brad. He says I have a case. Good luck with that. I have Bethany's texts explicitly stating I needed to buy you a car or the wedding was off. That's extortion. Hence why I listed it as the cancellation reason with every vendor. Everyone went quiet. You told everyone it was extortion? Rachel whispered. That's what it was. The next morning I woke up to find my car keyed. Deep scratch down the entire driver's side. No cameras in our parking area, so no proof, but I knew. Then the social media campaign started. Rachel posted this long thing about how some men can't handle strong women with standards, and how she dodged a bullet with a manipulative narcissist who twisted her words. Her friends piled on. Comments about toxic masculinity and financial abuse and how I trapped her with deposits then abandoned her. I posted once, just screenshots of Bethany's texts, every single one, including the one where she said, if you really loved her, you'd buy the Mercedes. And the one saying, she's been having second thoughts unless you prove you can provide the lifestyle she deserves. And my personal favorite, a real man would have just bought the car. The comments shifted real quick. Update 3 Friday morning, I get an official-looking email from Brad, the lawyer cousin, demanding I pay Rachel $15,000 for the lost deposits plus $5,000 for emotional distress and reputational damage. I forwarded it to my buddy Tom, who's an actual lawyer, not a cousin who does real estate law like Brad. Tom called me laughing. Emotional distress? Because she tried to extort you? This is beautiful. Can I respond? Go for it. Sent back a masterpiece. Cited state law on extortion, included Bethany's texts as evidence, pointed out that Rachel chose to put deposits in her name and therefore assumed the risk, and mentioned that her social media posts could be considered defamation. He ended with, "Any further contact regarding this matter should be directed to my office. Any continued harassment of my client will result in immediate legal action." Radio silence from Brad, but Rachel wasn't done. Saturday night, I'm at Derek's watching the game when I get a call from my mom. "Jason, honey, Rachel just left." "She went to your house?" "She was crying, saying you ruined her life over a misunderstanding. She said she loves you and just wanted to know you were serious about your future together." "Mom, she wanted me to buy her a Mercedes to prove my worth. She said that was Bethany's idea, not hers. But she didn't shut it down, did she? She knew Bethany was texting me. She admitted it." My mom sighed. "Your father and I have been married 35 years. You know what car I drove when we got married? A beat-up Honda with 150,000 miles, because we were building a life together." "Exactly. I told her that. She said times are different now." "What did you say?" "I said love isn't different." Then I asked her to leave. Sunday, Rachel's dad Frank called me. Frank's always been a straight shooter. "Jason, I'm not calling to change your mind. I just want to understand what happened." I sent him the screenshots of Bethany's texts. He called back an hour later. "Jesus Christ, she really said that?" "Yeah. And Rachel knew? She admitted it when confronted." "I'm pulling my contribution to the wedding. All of it. That money was for my daughter to marry a good man, not to shake him down for a luxury car." "I appreciate that, Frank. You know I always liked you, Jason. You remind me of myself at your age. Work hard, save money, don't flash it around. That's how you build wealth. Thanks." Rachel? She got caught up in all that Instagram nonsense, comparing herself to her friends. Madison got a Tesla from her husband. Qley got a Lexus. She felt left behind. So this was never about me. It was about keeping up with her friends. I'm afraid so. Monday morning, I get to work and there's HR waiting for me. "Jason, we've received some concerning messages about you through our company Facebook page." My stomach dropped. She showed me her screen. Someone had messaged my company claiming I was financially abusive and manipulative, and warned them about having someone like me in a management position. "This is clearly personal," HR said, "but we need to document it. Do you know who might have sent this?" "My ex-fiancée or her friends. I called off our wedding last week." I showed her the text from Bethany. HR's eyes widened. "She tried to extort you for a car?" "Basically. We'll be keeping this on file in case there's any escalation, and we'll be responding that this appears to be a personal matter unrelated to your employment." That afternoon, Bethany showed up at my apartment. "We need to talk." "No, we don't. I'm trying to fix this." "You already did enough. Look, just buy her something. Not a Mercedes. Maybe like jewelry, a nice watch. Show her you care." "Bethany, do you not understand? It's not about the money. It's about the fact that she thinks I need to buy her affection." "That's not what this is." "Then what is it?" "It's about security. She needs to know you can provide." "I can provide. I make good money. I save. I invest. I'm just not flashy about it." "But how is she supposed to know that?" "By trusting me? By looking at my actions over 4 years? By having adult conversations about finances instead of sending her friend to shake me down?" She actually stomped her foot. Like a child. "You're impossible. You're throwing away something beautiful over pride." "I'm walking away from something transactional that was pretending to be love." She stormed off, but not before yelling loud enough for all the neighbors to hear. "She's better off without you. You'll die alone with your stupid Camry." Joke's on her. The Camry's paid off and gets great gas mileage. Final update. It's been 3 weeks since I canceled the wedding. Here's where everyone ended up. Rachel lost roughly $15,700 in deposits. Her dad Frank refused to help her cover it, saying she needed to learn a lesson about consequences. She had to take out a personal loan to pay off the credit cards she'd used. The venue actually called me last week. They had a cancellation and could squeeze in another wedding on our date, but they needed both parties to sign off on releasing the venue. I agreed immediately. Rachel held out for 3 days trying to negotiate getting some of her deposit back. They gave her $500 of the $8,500. She texted me furiously about how I could have backed her up. I didn't respond. Bethany is no longer Rachel's friend. Turns out, when the friend group saw the texts she sent me, they realized she'd been stirring up drama for years. Madison came forward about how Bethany told her husband she was unsatisfied with her engagement ring. Qley revealed Bethany had tried to convince her that her husband was cheating. He wasn't. The whole group cut her off. Brad, the cousin lawyer, got in trouble with his actual firm for sending legal threats outside his area of practice. Turns out his boss saw the email. Tom made sure of that and was not happy about Brad using the firm letterhead for family drama. Rachel tried one last manipulation. She showed up at my apartment 2 days ago with a box of my stuff I didn't even want back, old t-shirts, a coffee mug. She was dressed up, full makeup, perfume I'd bought her for her birthday. I just wanted to return your things. Thanks, you can leave them there. Jason, can we talk? Really talk? About what? I messed up. I let Bethany get in my head. I let Instagram and comparing myself to others ruin what we had. Okay, I love you, not your money, not a car, you. If that were true, you would have shut Bethany down the second she suggested I needed to buy you a Mercedes. I was confused. Wedding planning is stressful. Rachel, you knew she was texting me. You admitted it. You let her do your dirty work so you could have plausible deniability. That's not true. Then why did your first text to me say, if this is about Bethany, I can explain? You knew exactly what she was doing. Silence. I thought if you bought the car, it would mean you really loved me. No. You thought if I bought the car, you could post pictures on Instagram to keep up with Madison and Qley. She started crying. I'm going to be 30 next year. All my friends are married. They all have nice things. I just wanted to feel special too. You were special. You were getting married to someone who loved you. But that wasn't enough. It wasn't about the car. You're right. It was about what the car represented. Status. Showing off. Being able to say your man bought you a Mercedes. It was never about us. She left without saying anything else. Yesterday, Derek sent me a screenshot from Instagram. Rachel posted a picture of herself with some motivational quote about knowing your worth and not settling for less than you deserve. The top comment was from Frank, her own dad. Maybe focus less on what you deserve and more on what you earn. Savage. As for me, I'm doing great. That $1,500 a month I was saving? Still saving it. Actually, more now since I'm not spending money on wedding stuff. Tom and I are looking at investment properties. Turns out having good credit and actual savings makes that possible. Who knew? Got a text from a number I didn't recognize last night. Hi Jason. This is Madison. I wanted to apologize for believing Rachel's side without hearing yours. Also, my sister Brooke is single and thinks what you did was badass. Can I give her your number? I said yes. We're getting coffee on Saturday. She drives a 2015 Civic and thinks expensive cars are a waste of money that could go toward traveling. Might be worth exploring. The best revenge? Living well. And I'm living well within my means, exactly as I always have. No Mercedes required. Edit, since everyone's asking, yes, Brooke and I had coffee. It went well. She literally showed up with a spreadsheet of her 5-year financial plan, including savings goals and investment strategies. I think I'm in love. Also, Rachel apparently saw us together, small world, and had a complete meltdown in the middle of Target. Security was called. Bethany texted me asking if I was dating Brooke to get back at Rachel. I didn't respond, but Brooke did. No, he's dating me because I don't need a luxury car to know my worth. Mic drop. My fiancé's mom handed me a $10,000 bill for raising her. My fiancé said, pay it or no wedding. I said, let me get my checkbook. Then I canceled the wedding venue and texted her a photo of me and my groomsmen at a bar. Her panicked calls went straight to voicemail. Original post I, 29 male, was supposed to get married in 3 weeks. Past tense. The wedding's off now, and I'm sitting here with a beer, still processing the absolute audacity of what went down. Been with Madison 27 for 4 years, engaged for 1. Everything seemed perfect. We had similar goals, great chemistry, her family seemed to like me. Her mom, Diane, was a bit intense, but nothing I couldn't handle, or so I thought. Last Sunday, we were having dinner at Madison's parents' place. Final wedding planning stuff, seating charts, last-minute RSVPs, typical pre-wedding chaos. Then, as we're finishing dessert, Diane slides an envelope across the table to me. "What's this?" I asked. "Just a little something we need to discuss before the wedding," she said with this weird smile. I opened it. It was an invoice. An actual freaking invoice. Itemized and everything. Parental investment reimbursement, food and housing, 18 years, $3,500. Private school tuition, $2,000. Dance lessons, 10 years, $1,500. College contribution, $2,000. Miscellaneous expenses, $1,000. Total due, $10,000. Payment expected before wedding date. I laughed, like actually laughed, because this had to be a joke, right? "This is hilarious, Diane. You really had me going there." Dead silence. Madison's dad, Roger, was suddenly very interested in his coffee. Madison herself was just sitting there. "It's not a joke," Diane said, still smiling. "We invested a lot in raising Madison to be the wonderful woman she is. It's only fair that you reimburse us for that investment since you'll be benefiting from it." I looked at Madison, waiting for her to shut this down. She didn't. "Mom's right," she said quietly. "They sacrificed a lot for me. It's only fair." Fair? I couldn't believe what I was hearing. "You want me to pay your parents for raising you? Their own daughter?" "It's not unreasonable," Madison said, getting defensive. "They made me who I am. The least you can do is show some gratitude. Gratitude is a thank you card, not 10 grand. Diane's smile turned cold. "Well, without this thank you, there won't be a wedding. Madison agrees with me. Don't you, sweetie?" Madison nodded. "Pay it, or there's no wedding." The entitlement in that room was suffocating. 4 years together, and this is when she shows her true colors? 3 weeks before our wedding? I stood up slowly, pulled out my phone like I was checking my banking app. "You know what? You're absolutely right. Let me get my checkbook from the car." Madison smiled. Diane looked triumphant. Roger still hadn't looked up from his coffee. I walked out to my car, got in, and drove home. Texted my best man Jason on the way. "Wedding's off. Rally the boys. We're going out tonight." Update 1. So that was Sunday night. It's now Thursday, and the entitlement has reached levels I didn't think were possible. First things first, Monday morning I started canceling everything. Venue? Cancelled. Got back 70% of our deposit since we were within the 30-day window. Photographer? Cancelled. DJ? Cancelled. Flowers? Cancelled. Cake? Couldn't get a refund, so I told them to deliver it to a nursing home. At least someone should enjoy it. The venue was the Riverside Manor. Super exclusive, 2-year waiting list. Madison had been dreaming about it since she was a teenager, apparently. Cost me $8,000 just for the space. By Monday afternoon, I texted Madison a simple message. "Regarding your mother's invoice and your ultimatum, I've decided to decline. The wedding is cancelled. Your belongings are in boxes on your mom's porch." Then I went completely silent. Phone on Do Not Disturb, except for my inner circle. According to Jason, who was monitoring social media for me, I temporarily deactivated mine. Madison posted some cryptic message about difficult times and staying strong. At around 3 p.m. Monday, the comments were all supportive, asking what happened. Tuesday morning, the real circus started. I had to go to work, so I turned my phone back on during lunch. 73 missed calls, 156 texts. The highlights. "Madison, where are you? This isn't funny anymore. My mom says you left Sunday and haven't come back. Answer your phone. You can't just cancel our wedding without talking to me. I'm coming to your office. Diane, this is very immature. A real man would have paid. You're destroying my daughter. We can work out a payment plan. $5,000 would be acceptable." Even Roger texted, "Son, let's talk about this man to man." But here's where it gets good. Tuesday afternoon, Diane showed up at my office, full Karen mode. The receptionist called security when she started yelling about me, owing her money and stealing her daughter's future. She got escorted out, but not before half my office saw her screaming about how I was a pathetic excuse for a man who doesn't deserve her daughter. Then Madison showed up at my apartment that evening with her sister Qley, 25. I watched them through my Ring camera. They banged on the door for 20 minutes. Madison was crying. Qley was yelling about how I was probably cheating, and this is what guilty men do. I was at Jason's place, watching it all on my phone. The boys had gathered for support. Jason, Miguel, Derek, Tommy. We ordered pizza, had some beers, and watched the meltdown unfold. Bro, did her mom really try to charge you for raising her? Miguel asked for the 10th time. Itemized invoice and everything, I confirmed. And Madison backed her up? Said pay it or no wedding. Derek, who's a lawyer, nearly choked on his beer. That's basically selling their daughter. They know that, right? Wednesday morning, I got a call from the Riverside Manor. Apparently, Madison had called them crying, trying to uncancel the wedding. They told her the cancellation was confirmed, and here's the kicker. They'd already given our date to a couple on the waiting list. That afternoon booking was gone forever. According to my buddy who still has social media, Madison posted a long rant about how some men can't handle strong women, and when people show you who they are, believe them. The projection is incredible. But the peak entitlement came Wednesday night. I got an email, an actual email, from Diane's lawyer, or at least someone claiming to be a lawyer. It was riddled with legal-sounding nonsense about breach of verbal contract and promissory estoppel, and demanded I either pay the $10,000 or reinstate the wedding and pay for emotional damages. Derek looked at it and laughed. This is either not a real lawyer or the worst lawyer in the state. This is toilet paper. Then Qley started texting me from different numbers. I kept blocking them. Madison's had a breakdown. She's not eating. This is your fault. Man up and fix this. Mom says you owe us at least the wedding costs back. Wait, what? They wanted me to pay them for the wedding I canceled because they tried to extort me? This morning, Thursday, I finally responded to one group text that included Madison, Diane, and Roger. To clarify, you demanded $10,000 for raising Madison. When I refused this bizarre extortion attempt, you gave an ultimatum. I chose to end the relationship rather than submit to extortion. All wedding cancellations are complete. Do not contact me again. Any further harassment will be met with legal action. The response was immediate. Diane, extortion? How dare you? We raised a perfect daughter. Madison, you're really going to throw away 4 years over money? My mom was just testing you. This has gotten out of hand. Let's meet and discuss like adults. Just testing me? Just testing me? I sent one final text, a test I'm grateful to have failed. Goodbye. Then I blocked them all. Tonight, the boys and I are going to the bar that was supposed to host my bachelor party. We're calling it my Freedom Festival instead. I'm out $3,500 in deposits, but honestly, cheap price to dodge this bullet. The entitlement, though. Imagine thinking you can charge someone for raising your own child, then being shocked when they say no. Madison agreed with it. 4 years, and she was just pretending to be normal? Tomorrow I'm returning the ring. It's worth about $7,000. Between that and not paying the invoice, I'm actually up $3,500. We'll update if anything else happens, but honestly, I'm just relieved. Update 2. It's been a week since my last update, and the extinction burst, thanks to the Redditor who taught me that term, has been absolutely spectacular. Friday morning, I returned the ring to the jewelry store. Got store credit since it was past the return window, but whatever. Maybe I'll buy myself a nice watch when this all blows over. Felt symbolic, you know? That afternoon, things escalated. Madison's best friend Haley started blowing up my phone from her number. You're a monster. Madison loved you. Her mom was just being a protective mother. You led her on for 4 years. I didn't respond, but I did screenshot everything. Derek said to document everything in case they escalate to actual legal action. Saturday morning was when Diane went nuclear. She posted on social media, I'm told by Jason who was watching the train wreck. Some men these days don't understand the value of a good woman. They want everything handed to them without investing anything back. My daughter dodged a bullet with a cheap, pathetic boy who couldn't even show proper respect to his future in-laws. $10,000 is nothing compared to what we invested in raising an amazing daughter. His loss. The comments were mixed. Some people were supporting her, but others were like, wait, you charged him money to marry your daughter? One hero commented, This sounds like you tried to sell your daughter and got mad when he didn't pay. Diane deleted the post within 2 hours, but screenshots were already circulating. One of my coworkers sent me the screenshot with laughing emojis. Sunday, exactly 1 week after the invoice incident, Madison did something I didn't expect. She showed up at my apartment with her dad, Roger. No, Diane. It was 8 a.m. I only answered because I could see on the Ring camera that it was just the two of them. I opened the door but didn't invite them in. Roger spoke first. Can we talk for just 5 minutes? 2 minutes, starting now. Madison looked rough, puffy eyes, messy hair, wearing sweats. Nothing like the put-together woman I'd dated. I'm sorry, she said quietly. Mom's idea was insane, I see that now. You backed her up, I reminded her. You gave me an ultimatum. I know, I was wrong, but can't we work through this? Couples therapy? Something? Madison, you tried to extort me. It was my mom's idea, and you went along with it. You showed me who you really are. Someone who thinks I should pay to marry you. Roger cut in. Look, Diane, she's always been difficult about money, but Madison's not like that. She literally is, though. She said pay or no wedding. Madison started crying. I was under pressure. Mom said if you really loved me, you'd pay without question, that it was a test of your commitment. And if you really loved me, you never would have asked. Roger tried again. What if we forget the whole invoice thing happened? Can you also forget that I had over 200 people who were coming to a wedding that's now canceled? That I'm out thousands in deposits? That your wife tried to have me arrested for harassment when I wouldn't respond to her texts? Oh yeah, forgot to mention, Diane had actually gone to the police Thursday night, claiming I was harassing her. They looked at her evidence, my one text saying don't contact me, and basically told her to stop wasting their time. That was unfortunate, Roger admitted. Look, I said, checking my watch. Your 2 minutes are up. Madison, we're done. There's no coming back from this. You and your mom showed me exactly what my future would look like. Every major decision would come with a price tag and manipulation. I'm out. Madison grabbed my arm as I started to close the door. Please, I love you. No, you don't. You love the idea of the wedding, the lifestyle I could provide, the image. If you loved me, you never would have let your mom hand me that invoice. I closed the door. They stood outside for another 10 minutes before finally leaving. Monday and Tuesday were relatively quiet, then Wednesday hit. I got a call from the Riverside Manor. Apparently, Diane had shown up there in person, demanding they give her the date back because the cancellation was done without authorization. She claimed she was the one who paid the deposit, and therefore only she could cancel. They called me to confirm I was the sole person on the contract. I sent them the documentation and suggested they might want to ban her from the premises. They agreed. But here's the absolutely insane part that happened yesterday, Thursday. Diane sent out save the dates to all the wedding guests. New save the dates for a date 3 months from now. Same venue, which she doesn't have, same time, everything. My phone exploded. My mom called confused, asking if we'd reconciled. My cousins were texting asking what was happening. My grandmother called worried that she'd missed something. I had to send out a mass message. Madison and I are not together. There is no wedding. Any save the dates you received were sent without my knowledge or consent. Please disregard. The fallout was immediate. Diane had apparently told everyone that we'd worked things out and the wedding was back on with a new date. Madison didn't know about it either. She called me crying, begging me to believe she wasn't involved. My mom's lost it, she sobbed. She's telling everyone you're just being dramatic and you'll come around. Madison, your mom needs help. Professional help. I know. I'm trying to get her to stop, but she won't listen to me. Not my problem anymore. But people are calling me asking about the new date. What do I tell them? The truth, that your mom is delusional and there's no wedding. Please don't do this to me. I'm not doing anything to you. This is all consequences of your family's actions. I hung up. Roger texted me late last night. I'm handling Diane. Please don't take legal action. This has been a wake-up call. I texted back. If I receive one more communication from her, or if she sends out any more false information about a wedding, I'm getting a restraining order. He replied, understood. As of this morning, Friday, it's been radio silence. Madison's social media has gone completely dark. Diane's too. Roger never had any. The boys are taking me out tonight to celebrate what would have been my bachelor party weekend. We're going to the same bar, and Jason made us all custom t-shirts that say Freedom Festival 2024 with a picture of a man running from an altar. Tacky? Yes. Do I care? No. My family's been super supportive. My mom said she never liked Diane anyway, but kept quiet because I seemed happy. My dad just said, "Bullet dodged, son," and offered to help me recoup the deposits through small claims court if needed. The venue coordinator actually called me yesterday to warn me that Diane had tried to book the venue under a different name for the date she'd sent out. They recognized her and declined. She apparently made a scene and security had to escort her out. Again, the entitlement is genuinely scary. Like, she really thought she could just manifest a wedding into existence without the groom's participation? I'm looking into therapy because honestly, 4 years with Madison and I never saw this coming. Were there red flags I missed? Or was she just that good at hiding her family's crazy? Either way, I'm free. $3,500 poorer, but infinitely wiser. Final update. It's been 3 weeks since everything went down. Figured I owe you all one last update because the conclusion to this saga is something. The restraining order became necessary. Despite Roger's promises, Diane escalated. She created a fake social media profile pretending to be me and started messaging vendors trying to reinstate the wedding. She contacted my employer claiming I'd stolen money from her family, the deposits I'd paid and then recouped. She even showed up at my parents' house at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday, demanding they talk sense into me. That was the final straw. Derek helped me file for a restraining order. The hearing was last week. Diane showed up in what I can only describe as mother of the bride attire. Like full formal dress, hat, the works. To a restraining order hearing. The judge's face was priceless. She tried to argue that I was the one harassing her by publicly humiliating her daughter and destroying her family's reputation. She actually brought the invoice as evidence of something. The judge looked at it and asked, "Ma'am, did you seriously try to charge this man for raising your own daughter?" "It's not unreasonable," Diane insisted. "Parents deserve compensation for their investment." The judge granted the restraining order. 1 year, no contact. Diane called him a small-minded fool and had to be escorted out. Madison wasn't there. According to Roger, who texted me an apology after the hearing, she'd moved back home and was getting help. Apparently, this whole situation made her realize how toxic her relationship with her mother was. Too little, too late, but at least she's getting therapy. The plot twist came yesterday. I got a call from an unknown number. Almost didn't answer, but something told me to pick up. It was Diane's sister, Aunt Julie. "I'm sorry to bother you," she said, "but I wanted to apologize for my sister's behavior and warn you about something." Turns out this wasn't Diane's first rodeo. Julie explained that Diane had pulled similar stunts with Madison's older brother, Victor, years ago. When Victor got engaged to his college girlfriend, Diane demanded they sign a contract stating they'd pay her $500 monthly for consulting on their marriage. Victor's fiancée laughed in her face. They eloped, moved across the country, and went no contact. Diane told everyone that Victor's fiancée had stolen him and was abusing him by isolating him from family. "Madison doesn't even know the real reason Victor left," Julie said. Diane's told her for years that his wife is controlling and manipulative. The irony is incredible. Julie also revealed that Roger's been living in denial for decades, always making excuses for Diane, always trying to keep the peace. Their marriage is apparently hanging by a thread now that Madison's seen the truth. "I just wanted you to know you made the right choice," Julie said, "and that you weren't crazy. Diane's been this way forever. The fact that Madison went along with it, well, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, but at least she's trying to get help now." I thanked Julie for calling and hung up feeling vindicated, sad, relieved, all of the above. Last night, the boys and I went out for one final celebration, though it was more of a closure thing. Jason gave a toast to dodging bullets and invoices. Miguel asked if I regret anything. Honestly, I regret not seeing the signs sooner. Looking back, there were yellow flags. Madison always expected expensive gifts but gave thoughtful homemade ones in return. feud at the time, seems unbalanced now. She'd make comments about how her mom deserved more from her dad. She'd joke about how I'd have to pay up when we had kids. I thought they were jokes. Derek, lawyer friend, calculated that between the canceled wedding, the honeymoon I'd booked, forgot to mention, 2 weeks in Greece, non-refundable, $6,000 down the drain, and various deposits, I lost about $8,500 total. But honestly, worth every penny to avoid that family. My company's been great about everything. HR actually commended me for handling Diane's disruption professionally. My boss joked that I should invoice Diane for the workplace disruption. Don't tempt me, man. As for dating, not even thinking about it right now. This whole experience has me questioning my judgment. How did I not see this coming? How did I spend 4 years with someone capable of this? My therapist, I started going, says it's not uncommon for people to hide their true selves until they feel secure in a relationship, like right before a wedding. Madison probably learned from Diane that this behavior was normal. The invoice was just their mask finally slipping. The funniest, saddest part? I found out from a mutual acquaintance that Madison's been telling people I left her because her family didn't have enough money and I was a gold digger. The woman whose mother literally tried to charge me to marry her is calling me a gold digger. You can't make this stuff up. Roger sent one last text yesterday. Son, I'm sorry about everything. Diane's getting help, Madison too. We failed as parents. I hope you find happiness. I didn't respond. There's nothing left to say. So that's it. No dramatic reconciliation, no justice beyond the restraining order, no epic revenge. Just a quiet ending to what could have been a lifetime of manipulation and invoices. I kept the Freedom Festival t-shirt. It's hanging in my closet as a reminder. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. And when their mom hands you an invoice for raising them, run. Thanks for following along with this insanity, Reddit. Your comments kept me sane and reminded me I wasn't the crazy one. Time to move forward. Oh, and for anyone wondering, the nursing home loved the wedding cake. The activities director sent me a thank you card with pictures of the residents enjoying it. At least something good came from this mess.